My kids. You know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremation Robert Fields & Sons, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mirius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening and welcome to Hedgesville for tonight's EPAC baseball matchup between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Hedgesville Eagles. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Kyle McLaughlin, our producer. Back in the studios, Dylan Bishop, Tyler High, Alec Epperson on camera here tonight as the Bulldogs and the Eagles do battle for the second time this season. Last time these two teams met, it was a 6-1 win for Hedgesville, but Trip, recently the two teams have been playing a lot different baseball. Martinsburg starting to maybe find their way a little bit, and Hedgesville has had its ups and downs this week, even being no hit by Jefferson in a shortened game and having a crazy game last night against Spring Mills. So don't really know what to expect here tonight.
Yeah, you'll hear in Coach Grove's interview, he kind of touches on that a little bit. As I asked him kind of a similar question. But, yeah, you know, he said these are two totally different teams. He sees the improvement in Martinsburg and their pitching staff. And, you know, he sees some of the things that his team's going through with, you know, seniors out there. You know, he touched on it, 10 seniors out there who've got a lot going on right now with, colleges coming up and proms and things like that can distract you. And they just, they have the talent, no doubt. They just, to get their head in. I'm sure the Eagle coaching staff will have them there. They've given up a lot of runs, at times, and had some crooked numbers put up on them, and he understands, what that means and what he needs to do to improve it. You'll hear him in his interview, but as far as tonight goes, I expect a great game. Both these teams are 4-2 in region play, both trying to get that. Right now that number 2 seed is up for grabs, and Jefferson's kind of pulled away a little bit. Musselman's fell back a bit, but the other 4 teams in the EPAC are fighting for that spot, and that's a very important spot with the way things are set up with the 2 4-man bracket that will allow the winners out of those 2 brackets to come across and play for a chance to go to state. So big game tonight. We're starting to get to that point of the season where games are starting to have a lot of meaning to them, and tonight certainly a big one. If Hedgesville can sweep Martinsburg, it's going to be tough for Martinsburg to get that 2 seed from them. If Martinsburg can win here and split with them after sweeping Washington, they can certainly make a name for themselves for that spot as well later in the season.
Yeah, we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of this break, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine introduces Walk-In Wednesdays. The Human Resources Department at the WVU Medicine Corporate Center in Martinsburg will host Walk-In Wednesdays every Wednesday in April. A WVU Medicine recruiter will be on site 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to answer questions about positions that are available and assist those who submit applications via Workday. The WVU Medicine Corporate Center is located at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Stop by to learn why employees who work here thrive here.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
We welcome you back here to Faulkner Park, Hedgesville, for tonight's contest. This is our pregame show, which is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online, and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. We'll now get into our coaches' interviews, which are brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs. Then call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. We'll hear from both teams' head coaches.
Here with head coach Eric Grove of the Hedgesville Eagles. Eric, you got the Bulldogs coming in here tonight. Last time you guys played them, you had the upper hand there early in the season. What can you say about your team at this point in the season?
I think teams are two distinctly different places. Seems like they've been playing well. Like, I don't follow the teams around here like I should per se, but I think you can't take much from the first game. I think it's good feelings then, and obviously it's good to kind of turn the page on last year. But this will be a completely different game. I feel like both teams are in the middle of their season now, so the ebbs and flows of baseball are still there. But I think both teams more prepared, and hopefully the better team comes out on top tonight.
4-2 in regional play, so is Martinsburg, so it's a pretty big game tonight. You got a big win against Jefferson, took a one to 10 against Washington. They've got a loss to you guys, so tonight's really big in the standing, anywhere from the 2 to 5 spots up for grabs. So what's your thoughts on that?
All these EPAC games are like that, and it's just it's been hard to separate yourself. Seems like Jefferson has, and so the rest of us are kind of duking it out in the middle for now. I don't want to put too much weight on that. Right now our focus got to be playing better. We haven't played well for a couple weeks. Last night was a step in the right direction, just getting the wind calm and show some resolve. But hopefully, tonight you get off to a good start and throw strikes and let the game sort of come to us.
So last night, game was kind of moving along. It's typical high school game, and then suddenly in the last 2 innings, 14 runs on the board with 3 different lead changes and a lot of momentum shifts. Take us through that last two innings.
Yeah, I actually looked at this before the game. We had 2 lead changes in our first 15 games, and last night there were a ton in one game. Yeah, that's how baseball is. It was a wild atmosphere for sure. Both teams gave the other team something, and then both teams earned a little bit too. And I felt like things that sort of hurt us in the middle of the game came back to help us at the end of the game. That's how baseball is too. It's just a good learning experience for everybody involved. That these games can change on a dime, and if you stay invested, you can come back. But, we haven't done a lot of that up until this point. That was a disappointment thing for me. So, but last night was a step in the right direction to show that you can compete, battle. Spring Mills is much improved. So now, we got to build off that tonight. Don't be tired. Don't use excuses. Come out here and put our best foot forward.
Midway through the season, how's the injury report? How's the mental state of the team?
Mental, we've been up and down. I mean, let's just be honest. We've done some finger pointing, and we've struggled offensively at times, and that kind of trickles into other parts of the game because you put a lot of pressure on your pitcher when you don't score many runs. And so that's, we're in a better place now. We have played a ton of road games, so I think being at home helps. Being home from the beach helps. Getting back in the groove of school in this. And I got 10 seniors that realize the next chapter of their life is really close. So baseball should be fun no matter what. Even when it's not going your way, it's better than a job. It's better than real life. So let's use that the right way here as we play these last couple games.
And last but not least, you got Jay Vines on the mound tonight. What can you tell us about him?
He's got a lot of potential. This is a big spot for him. He throws strikes, he'll be fine. He ain't going to get hit. We got to make plays behind him. Give him the confidence, give him some runs to where he feels comfortable out there. Pitching at home will help. So, but I think the world of him. I think he's got a lot of potential. He's going to throw some heat. He's going to have to be able to mix in his off-speed pitches, be able to throw them for a strike, and then to get people out, maybe outside the zone. He gives us a good chance to win.
All right, well, good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Here with Martinsburg head coach Aaron Ballard. Aaron Ballard, you got an away game here in a regional matchup with Hedgesville. Both of you are 4-2. How important is this game tonight?
Well, I think, anytime you play Hedgesville, it's fun. It's important to the fact that, you're trying to compete for seeding, and I think we're both 4-2, and I think our record's probably within 1. So it's a big game. I think we're both, trying to get that 2 seed, and victory tonight probably goes a long way for that.
Two dramatic walk-off victories. How's that do for your team, or how's that do for your team's emotion coming into tonight?
Yeah, I think they're believing in themselves a little bit. I'll say it. I told it to them, and I'll say it out loud. I think the first time we played Hedgesville, I think we were a little intimidated. They came in there with 12 seniors and all that experience, and we had guys who were playing games 2 or 3 of their career. I think we've kind of gotten through that, inexperience and intimidation stuff, and I think they're ready to go tonight. And I think they kind of believe they can beat anyone right now, so they're playing with a lot of confidence, especially after those 2 walk-off wins. So we're excited to let it fly tonight and see what happens.
Got Jameer Brown on the mound. There's been nothing but spectacular this year. Like you said, maybe his win-loss record doesn't say it, but his stat line is great. It gives your team a chance to win. What do you think? What's his chance against this lineup tonight at Hedgesville's?
Oh, I think Jameer's been great all year long. I think he's going to come out here tonight and have another great outing. We have to, like we talked about before, we got to catch the baseball behind him. It's a little bit different playing here on this infield than it is playing on ours. So we got to make sure we keep the ball in front of us and make the plays that we can. And if one bounces up and hits us in the lip, we got to move on to the next pitch and realize that that's going to happen to them too. So, but no, we like our chances anytime Jameer's on the mound.
So midway through the season here, have you changed your mind yet on this team? That inexperienced, you think they're turning the corner?
Well, they're still inexperienced. But yeah, they've gotten to play 18 baseball games. So anytime you can play 18 baseball games, I think that helps with inexperience. But if we're gonna get the playoffs and get a good seed in the playoffs and make a run in the playoffs, then at some point you have to outgrow that inexperience. And I think we've turned the corner a little bit as far as the last 2 walk-off games, especially the Washington game, and hopefully we see a lot of that good stuff again tonight.
All right, good luck tonight, Coach.
So that was our coaches' interviews, again brought to you by Trips Flooring. We'll now get into our starting lineups, which are going to be brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. We'll start with the visitors tonight, the Martinsburg Bulldogs, leading off the pitcher, Jameer Brown. Batting second, the third baseman, Silas Zarnecki. Batting third, the second baseman, Christian Alter. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Malachi Green. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Grant Henderson. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Jacob Blosser. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Braden Armalt, who is hitting for catcher Braden Fox. Batting eighth is the first baseman, Bradley Loper. And batting ninth is the center fielder, R.J. Brown. For the Hedgesville Eagles, leading off is number 12, Cash Dunham. Batting second is the shortstop, Landon Pence. Batting third is the first baseman, Mason Elliott. Batting fourth is the catcher, Trent Canerium. Batting fifth is the left fielder, Brett Pedersen. Batting sixth is Eli Fairclough, the designated hitter, who's hitting for third baseman Manor. Batting seventh is Mason McGill, the right fielder. Batting eighth is the pitcher, Vians. And batting ninth is Kason Plogger, the center fielder. So, just about ready for first pitch here. Tripp, any final thoughts before we get into this one?
No, just excited to see these two teams get after it and, see EPAC baseball. Hope everybody at home's got the power on. If nothing else, maybe they got their computers up and watching us via that way. I know there's a power outage here, but for the moment, we got power and the lights are on, and I think we're going to see the stars come out tonight.
Yeah, it should be a great game. Anytime these two teams get together, it's usually fun and exciting baseball. And let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have first pitch here between Martinsburg and Hedgesville. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Let's talk about what to do after a car or truck accident.
First, call 911. Then call Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
Let us handle the insurance company so you can focus on getting better.
Being injured in a wreck is enough stress. Let your doctor handle your medical issues.
And let the Skinner brothers handle your insurance issues.
If you've been hurt in almost heaven,
call the Sevens, 304-777-7777.
Q's Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Q's Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Martinsburg taking on Hedgesville tonight on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. As we'll see the Eagles going at it here against the Bulldogs. Jay Vians will be on the mound getting the start for Hedgesville. Doing the catching for them will be Trent Canerium. Vians, a young guy. We haven't seen him this season, but Hedgesville, of course, in that first game, they threw Mason McGill, and he threw an absolute gem, 15 strikeouts to help lead Hedgesville to that victory against Martinsburg. We thought maybe on paper Mason Elliott would be the guy here tonight, but it's going to be Vians doing the pitching, Canerium doing the catching. Starting battery brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Tripp, Coach Grove talked about him a little bit. What are you expecting tonight from Vians?
Yes, it's Vines. You know,
Vines.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, young guy. It's a sophomore. So he's got a ton of potential. Seen him sparingly last year a little bit. Been in and out of this lineup this year, and he's a young guy, but with a lot of experience. I don't think that the fact that he's a sophomore it has anything to do with it. I think he knows he got a tremendous amount of senior support behind him. And that's a big spot, like Coach Grove said, for him. It got some velocity. We've seen him warming up here. Got a curveball. His off-speed stuff. And, again, like Coach Byler has preached, it's going to be trying to eliminate the crooked number innings for both these teams because, Hedgesville has been giving up some runs, here as of late. And Martinsburg hasn't put up a lot of runs as of late. So, this is an opportunity for Martinsburg's offense with a young pitcher and a defense that has, found some issues. But also, the velocity has given Martinsburg trouble at times as well. So we'll see what Vines can do here and try to shut this Martinsburg lineup down.
Pitch here from Vines. It's fouled away by Jameer Brown. Our first pitch is brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-4343. Jameer Brown leading off for Martinsburg. His last at bat, a home run to walk things off the other day against Washington. Here's a strike. So quickly, Vines gets ahead here, 0-2 count.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Vines. He's going to face one of the toughest hitters right out of the gate here and see what he's got.
And the 0-2 from the right-hander. A little bit high for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hedgesville in the white jerseys, pinstripes with the blue numbers and blue letters across the chest. White hat with the blue Hedgesville logo and then the blue bill as well and the blue pants for the Eagles. This one slapped foul the opposite way.
See that sun is going to be a factor for the left fielder and the center fielder out there. Plogger has his hand up there and Patterson's got his hand up. So, it's coming right over the top of us here over the press box right into their eyes.
The 1-2. Jameer sends one foul down the third baseline. Martinsburg in their new black jerseys with the orange letters and orange numbers on the chest. Black pants as well. The Dogs script written across the front of the jerseys.
Not sure they can all even read that cursive.
The 1-2 again hit on the ground. Tough bounce for Manor, the third baseman, but he leaps up, makes the play, and throws the first in time for the out.
Big hop there, played it well. Good strong throw across from the big chop to get the first out as Vines. Big for young Jay Vines out there to get that very first out. It'll give you a little confidence. You don't want that leadoff guy to get on, especially your pitching counterpart. And, so that just could give him the confidence that he needs to get rid of those butterflies and get after it here.
Now brings Zarnecki to the plate here, and the pitch is a called strike one to Silas. Top of the first, brought to you by the Brown Funeral Home and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, proudly serving area since 1880. And the 0-1 from Vines, foul tipped for strike 2.
Yeah, curveball moving away there from him, or slider, couldn't tell. Wasn't a 12-6, but it certainly had a little bit of movement away from Silas, who just got the end of the bat on it there. As Vines is pounding the strike zone here early.
Yep, the 0-2 to Zarnecki. High and inside for ball 1. Silas has been known this season to get on base. He had a walk-off bunt the other day against Greenbrier East. And here's the 1-2 pitch. High and inside for ball 2.
I think Martinsburg's had 3 walk-offs. The Armolt home run, the bunt, and then the Jameer home run. Or was Armolt just
Armolt
put him ahead?
Put him ahead in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah.
But still a clutch hit.
Yeah.
So 3-2 count here.
A lot of velo there as that ball come up and in on Silas Zarnecki. He had to bail out.
Vines is 3-2 to Zarnecki. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as again he goes to that fastball, this time on the opposite side of the plate, and Zarnecki swings and misses for the strikeout. First of the night for the Bulldogs. Christian Alter coming to the plate.
Yeah, got him to chase a little bit. When you can get outside the strike zone, that's big as a pitcher. 3-2 count there. Base hit, ball 4, and he gets a strikeout there.
Alter, the second baseman here tonight. That pitch missing low and outside.
Yeah, it's like a slider. He threw that thing and it kind of buckled there off the first second as he thought it was kind of coming in low, but it broke away.
The 1-0. Just missed for ball 2. Defense for Hedgesville. Canarian behind the plate. Manor down there at third. Pence at short. Dunham at second. So here's the 2-0. It's the zone 4 strike. Elliott at first, and it's Pedersen, Plogger, McGill from left to right. In the outfield behind Jay Vines, the pitcher here tonight for the Hedgesville Eagles. The 2-1. It's called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Yeah, he's finding that outer strike zone there on the outer half of the plate, living out there with his fastball. 2 beautiful pitches there that hooked up with umpire Tim Offit for 2 strike calls.
And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Vines gets back-to-back strikeouts the end of the first. We to the bottom half of the inning with the Eagles coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Panhandle Printing and Design is your full-service local print shop.
With over 50 years of combined experience, we know how to handle all of your printing and design needs.
We can handle anything, from small business cards to wrapping large vehicles. Our in-house design team can do it all. As a staple of this community, we love helping people promote their events, businesses, and anything they're passionate about. Envision, create, and bring your ideas to life with Panhandle Printing and Design.
We're back here at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Bottom of the first inning, brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area, then call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. No score between the two teams. We'll see Jameer Brown here on the mound for the Bulldogs, and Fox doing the catching here once again for Martinsburg. Starting battery again, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body. Here, Tripp, and like you said in your pregame interview with Coach Byler, Jameer's been rolling all year for the Dogs, and probably he's been the team MVP, you could say. I mean, with the way he's been hitting the ball recently and his pitching still being toward the top of the EPAC as well.
Yeah, he's certainly one of the big leaders on this team with with Alter and Henderson and a few of those guys. Loper coming back from last year and playing together. Certainly, Blosser as well, the senior. Those guys and have really brought these younger guys and more inexperienced guys under their wings there, and that's what's made this team, a team. It takes a lot. When you're not putting up a lot of runs, you have to be really good on the base. You have to be really good with the glove. You have to be smart. You have to bunt. You have to be selfless, and I think that's what Martinsburg is at. They can't, like you say, Coach Ballard said, they can't give up the big inning. That big inning just makes it really tough for them to come back from.
Unfortunately for Jameer, this season hasn't necessarily gotten either the run support or sometimes just the defense behind him has let him down a little bit. A 1-3 record despite a 2.625 ERA.
Yeah, that's tough. 2.65 ERA should certainly get you a 3-1 record,
You would hope.
But he certainly battled through, especially that first inning, that Jefferson game where he got down 4-0, and he showed a lot.
Brown's pitch here is in the zone for strike 1 here to Dunham, the second baseman tonight for Hedgesville. Good leadoff hitter here at the top. A lot of experience here in this Hedgesville lineup. And the 0-1 to Cash is a called strike 2.
Yeah, you don't open the box scores up much watching a Hedgesville game if you don't see Cash Dunham, who's been on base, had a hit, or, been on base a majority of the time. So, it's really lighting it up with the batting average.
0-2 slapped the opposite way, foul and out of play. Dunham, Pence, Elliott due up here. And then, of course, we'll see Canarium and Pedersen, McGill. So a lot of guys that we're used to seeing in this lineup over the years and part of that team as well that made a nice run in the state tournament. This one's a little bit high for ball one.
Yeah, Patterson certainly a big player in that, and a lot of these guys were there. Some guys were playing, some were on the bench there, and just a cool.
1-2. They.
Oh,
so he did not go around on that one. It's a 2-2 count.
Yeah, check swing, ball got in the dirt. Fox swallowed up, ran back, and tugged Cash Dunham, thinking for sure that he went around. And then he said, did he go? And the first base umpire said, no, he did not. So after a flurry of activity there, we got 2-2 counts.
Yeah, had a lot of appeals there. We had, I guess, an unofficial appeal from the catcher and then an official one from the umpire. As there's a swing and miss, strike three. This one, though, gets away from Fox as well. Dunham sprinting down the line. The throw will not be in time. So Dunham gets on base, even though he strikes out. And the ball getting away from Fox as it was a tough pitch to handle with the movement on it, I guess. There.
Yeah, Jameer's hard to catch. Fox is kind of shaking his head back there. Did get up and in. Hit off his glove. A little bit of area here in the backstop and the speed of Dunham. And so that strikeout it's a strikeout, but it's a free base.
Throw over on the pickoff move, and Dunham slides back in safely. Loper down there at first base. Bulldog defense. Fox behind the plate doing the catching. Silas Zarnicki down there at third. Grant Henderson at short. Christian Alter at second. As Jameer looks into his catcher and gets ready for the next pitch. And it's in there for a called strike two. Bradley Loper down there at first. Jacob Blosser, R.J. Brown in center, and Malachi Green in right for the Bulldogs. Another pickoff attempt. And not in time as Dunham slides back in.
Yeah, look for Dunham to maybe try to take off. That's why Jameer's holding him.
The 0-1 pitch here is popped up into right field. Green trying to chase it down in foul territory, and it's going to be out of reach for him. So now an 0-2 count. It's landed Pence at the plate. Pence this year the shortstop for the Eagles.
Yeah, spends a lot of time in center field. Come in playing a little bit of short. Noah Brown's away. So that Jay Vines played there last night, tonight's pitcher. When Pence pitched, so they just kind of switched places here to starting lineup tonight, him and Vines.
Throw over, not in time.
Pence, an excellent outfielder, going to Shepard. He's a staple in this lineup.
Another throw over here.
Certainly a tough out for any pitcher. So good matchup here between him and Jameer, junior on senior.
Brown on 0-2, fouled away again. And speaking of Shepherd baseball, you were just there the other day. I saw Tripp, and you saw Shepherd and Fairmont State do battle. A lot of local guys on those teams.
Yeah, a lot of local guys down there. Got to see a lot of old guys here locally. A lot of Legion players, not only for our Post 14, but across the state. We're on those two teams.
The 0-2. Again, fouled off by Landon Pence, so he continues to battle here at the plate. For the Eagles, we have Dunham, who reached on a drop third strike. And Pence here at the plate, number 2 hitter in the lineup. Another pickoff attempt as they continue to keep him close down there at first, which understandable with Dunham's speed.
Yeah, he can easily get himself in scoring position real quick.
Jameer checks the runner and then resets here. And delivers on 0-2 again, and Pence will pop it up into center field. R.J. Brown is under it, makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, good battle there. I mean, I think it was 0-2 for 3 or 4 pitches there. Pence kept fighting and finally got one to get a barrel one. Unfortunately, unfortunately for him, it was right at R.J. Brown. And so a good battle there that Jameer got the upper hand on that one by defense, through defense.
Another pickoff attempt, sliding back in there safely is Dunham.
Glad they don't go towards your pitch count.
Yeah, seriously.
He'd be out pretty quick, keeping Dunham close.
He's definitely going to have to wash that uniform.
Yeah, a lot of chalk dust here. dust here turns to chalk. They water it before the game, but it don't take long for it to dry out.
So here's the pitch from Jameer. Hit into foul territory down the right field line and out of play. So 0-1 count here on Mason Elliott, the first baseman. We thought there was a chance maybe we'd see him on the mound tonight, but not the case between these two teams here for round 2, as Mason McGill got the start in game 1 between these two teams. Elliott again patrolling first here today. Sits in here on an 0-1 count. And the pitch from Brown hit hard on the ground toward short. Henderson gets to the ball, makes the tough throw. It gets away from Bradley Loper. Dunham's going to advance to third. And the Eagles got runners on the corners. Deep into the hole there for Grant Henderson. Can't quite make an accurate throw. Loper couldn't quite scoop it over there at first.
It was a close play. I mean,
tough play on both ends.
Yeah, in the dirt, over there, you don't know the kind of hop you're going to get. And Loper tried to get the scoop there as the Henderson got after it. Really great. I mean, got just to the outreaching glove, or just got outside the outreaching glove of Zarnecki, and Henderson kept it from going to the outfield, and the throw got away.
So pitch here, a little bit inside for ball 1 to Trent Canerium, the catcher. So 1 out, and Martinsburg's given up some free bases here with a strikeout and an error. Throw over 9 time. And the other thing, too, I mean, you're not used to this much dirt when you're playing first over there as well. Yeah. I mean, with playing on the turf for Martinsburg.
A lot of dust over there, but
got to adjust.
Just got away from him.
Here's the 1-0, misses inside 2-0. So Brown, in a jam, but probably shouldn't be here with runners on the corners.
Yeah, he's just a pitch away from a double play here as Martinsburg stayed back in double play depth. The corners are, of course, Loper's holding, and you got Zarnecki up, walking it up.
2-0. Low for ball 3. Of course, last night, Spring Mills and Hedgesville had a back-and-forth game, a 12-11 victory for the Eagles on a walk-off. But that game, the two teams combined for 10 errors. So
it's a wild game.
Wild game between those two teams is right. As this one misses inside ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Eagles with Brett Pedersen coming to the plate. Dangerous hitter.
Yeah. Brett's got home run power. Going to have to be careful here. Going to keep the middle back in double play depth. If the corners will come up here, as I think that was a 4-pitch walk there, I believe. Uncharacteristic of Brown, who pounds the strike zone pretty well. But Henderson coming in and talk to him, settle him down a little bit, talk to him a bit, and see what he can do here with the dangerous Brett Pedersen, as Hedgesville was threatening here in the first with 1 out and the base was loaded with one of their big RBI guys up.
You mentioned the home run power of Pedersen. I can remember him sending one over that big blue wall in center field before, so definitely has the power. This field tends to play well for the home run. As the pitch here from Jameer Brown, called a strike.
Yeah, it's a good spot there. The pitcher's pitch there as Pedersen kind of shook his head, and outer half, a knee high. A great pitch for Jameer to come back here with. He needs an out here at the plate.
The 0-1. Line, or kind of a blooper into right behind the pitcher. The run will score easily. And on the throw, they are unable to get him, but they do have a runner caught on a rundown in between second and third. Now a throw home. Fox's tag is in time for the out, so they get 2. Or they
get an out.
They get an out. They only get 1 because there was an error, but
give up a run.
Well, run comes in to score, so it works out for Hedgesville. They find a way with the Brett Pedersen hit ball up the middle, kind of a weird floater behind the mound. It hops in on the grass. Henderson has to rush the throw, gets away from Loper, and then with the base runners out there, they do get an out at home. But 2 runners in scoring position for Faircloth.
Yeah, the courtesy runner come in for Canerium. When the ball got thrown away at first base, he read Elliott coming home, got caught between second and third. They back picked him, forced Elliott to take a shot at home and got thrown out.
So Faircloth will send this the opposite way into right field, and that's a fair ball down the line. Run will come in and score. I'm sorry, foul ball.
Called foul. He threw his hand up and then called it foul. Called it foul. And the runners are going back.
Yep.
You're not going to get a replay on that?
Well, we might have a replay for you, but
it ain't going to make a difference.
It's not going to make a difference, no.
No, so it was close. It just missed the chalk out there. As it looked like it was going to be fair, but it was cutting the right-handed batter, running away from the fair territory. Hit out there, definitely was going to be a double for him, and a 2 RBI double, but kicked away, so it ended up just being a strike.
Yep. So 1-1 here to Faircloth, a little bit high for ball 2. If you're Jameer and Martinsburg, you can get out of this kind of sloppy inning with just 1 run. It would be crucial here early on. So the 2-1 called a strike for strike 2. So Faircloth sits in on a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third for the Eagles. A 1-0 lead for Hedgesville here early, in the pitch from Jameer Brown. Slapped foul and out of play.
If he can get out of this here after that ball just missed foul, he was just inches away from being, Martinsburg is inches away from being down 3-0 with the man on second and 2 outs. Now he's a strike away from, minimizing the damage of this, like you said, sloppy inning.
The 2-2. Slapped on the ground toward third. Zarnecki charges in, throws to first, and gets Faircloth in time for the final out of the inning. But the Eagles do plate 1. It's 1-0 Hedgesville as we head to the second. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Get your apple blossom steps in on Thursday with the Blue Ridge Care Breakfast, where you can explore the stunning trails of the Museum of the Shenandoah Valley. Friday afternoon is time for the kiddos to run wild and free at the Shenandoah Valley Orthodontics Kids Bloomin' Mile. And on Saturday, give yourself a challenge at the Valley Health 10K as you run in beautiful downtown Winchester and Festival Parade route. Don't forget to visit the festival store at the Apple Blossom Mall entrance, 1 North Wing. For the latest event details, visit thebloom.com.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
We're back here at Hedgesville. Our score, 1-0 Eagles here as we head to the top of the second inning, which is brought to you by Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, personal injury attorneys. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. First lane, Trip Tobin here. Trip, pretty good first inning there on the mound for Vines in that first inning, and now has the lead here early on, so see what Martinsburg can do with the 4, 5, 6 hitters do up.
Yeah, you can see a little hop in the step of Hedgesville, even though that they left a lot of opportunities there on the base. They just missed being up 3-0 there, but Vines definitely likes to pitching here with the lead as anybody does. But Martinsburg's very fortunate, to only be down 1-0 after that sloppy inning, like you said, as Green fouls off the first pitch down the first baseline for 0-1 count.
Yeah, going back to that first inning there defensively, Martinsburg with some errors and dropped third strike as well. Possibly could have got them out of the inning, so officially they only rule it with 1 error. Maybe you could argue for 2 there, but
yeah, just tough plays. As the strike 2 comes in there, tough plays for Grant. Hustle plays. He's got to give it all he's got. 2 do or die plays. You give it everything you got there, and it's got to be crisp.
This one misses low for a ball.
And he came in there after it, and unfortunately the ball got away from Loper, but it did get him an out.
It did, yes. So essentially worked out, I guess, in the same way as it would have if you got him at first.
Loper hustled, got the ball, back picked the runner there, but yeah, those are tough plays for anybody out there. As you going to be bang plays at first, and you have to do everything perfect, throw it on the run across your body.
1-2 count here on Green. Green slaps it hard down the first base line, but foul.
Yeah, Green pulling the ball here a little bit today. His spray chart would say differently, from what we've saw. It's good to see him jump on, a pitch here. He's got power. This is, and like you said, this field is conducive to the long ball.
The 1-2 here to Green, a little bit outside for ball 2. He's been kind of an opposite field hitter, but finds a way to get on, hits the ball hard the opposite way as well. But if he could pull a few, maybe he'd be able to get some home runs. But hey, he slaps it the opposite way and gets on base with the single.
Yeah, just throw the barrel down at it and let the velocity do the rest. As he great two-strike hitting from the young man. Easy to defend a strikeout. You got to put it in play, make a play, and that's what Malachi Green there did on the two-strike swing.
So Green's got the first hit of the day for the Bulldogs. First hit of the day, actually, for either team. So Hedgesville gets across the run with no hits. 1-2 count here. Grant Henderson coming to the plate. But on the count there, he was able to get the hit. Runner on first base. And Henderson throws bunt. They might have Green picked off. Good throw from Canerium, and he is out.
Yeah, he took off there. He got caught leaning, and it was a bang play back there at first. And great throw by Canerium, great tag by Elliott. Smiles all around the infield for Hedgesville. They've erased that leadoff base hit, and a great back pick there by the two seniors in Canerium and Elliott.
So the pitch here to Henderson. Fouled away. Poor strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1-0. Hedgesville leads here in the second.
Got time by the catcher, I believe. He didn't like the pitch selection.
Finds his next pitch. Just misses for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Tim Offit behind the plate. Matt Heidel out in the field making that call there on that bang play on Malachi Green.
And the 2-1. Called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Henderson.
If you can get that low, knee-high strike on the outer half, Offit certainly likes that pitch.
2-2, chopper, hit towards short, and that will get through for a base hit and get away from the left fielder, Pedersen, and Henderson's able to advance to second.
All kinds of trouble out there. Pedersen got him crazy hop there off of that. It was a big kind of Baltimore chop off the infield dirt, got out there, and then took a short hop, and then he lost his footing. So it allowed Grant Henderson to move up on that. He'll fortunately get an error on that. He just, losing your footing out there in that spring grass. But that's how this baseball game is. It's hard on you. So, but yeah, great piece of hitting there by Grant, putting the ball in play and letting us get it out into the outfield, finding some green there, and then moving up on the ball that got kicked around.
So Martinsburg does have 2 hits to begin the inning, but with the green getting picked off, it's just a runner on second here for Jacob Blosser, who's been heating up at the plate recently for the Bulldogs as well. So good opportunity for Martinsburg to get back into it, tie this game up.
Yeah, Blosser likes to pull the baseball. The big hole over there is Elliott's pulled up for the bunt, as Henderson being on second is going to force Manor back. So it gives a little spot there for Blosser to pull the ball through.
And the pitch to Blosser is low and inside for ball 1. And a big 3 RBI double and that comeback victory that set up the walk-off bunt from Zarnecki.
Got the pink arm sleeve on. Vines got the pinkish glove.
Yeah.
A lot of color out there in these uniforms. Sort of a baby blue glove, catcher's glove from Canerium.
Check the runner and Vines' pitch. Runs inside for ball 2. So Martinsburg able to get a little bit of pressure here on the young right-hander for Hedgesville, and an opportunity here on a 2-0 count. Hitters count for Jacob Blosser.
You'll get to see him here in the stretch. No stretch last inning as he went 1-2-3.
And here's the 2-0. high and outside for ball 3. So
when he was in the stretch against Henderson on the bunt, they threw outside for a ball. They backpicked, and now he's thrown 3 straight balls from the stretch here. So he's got to find his release point there from the stretch.
3-0 pitch coming. Vines, there's the automatic 3-0, 3-1. Now with the strike as Blosser was taking.
Vines finding his groove out there now.
Vines makes it a 3-1 count. Henderson takes his lead off second base. The next pitch on 3-1, Blosser slaps it over toward first off the glove of Elliott, and the throw gets away from Elliott. And reaching is Jacob Blosser on a weird play.
Yeah, we talked about it. I said Elliott was up. That was a benefit of, Henderson able to move up. And then Elliott was up, and balls hit sharply at him. And he tried to block it up best he could, like a catcher. It ricocheted off him to the pitcher, and they still had time. But then the quick throw from Vines, kind of at looks like it was at Mason Elliott's belt, and it kicked away. So tough play there for Elliott as he was drawn up. You got men on first and third now with 1 out, and now you have Vines in a little bit of trouble as we've seen. Martinsburg putting pressure on him as Hedgesville put pressure on Brown the first inning in that defense.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all it takes is just put the ball in play and you can cause some havoc. Runners on the corners for the Bulldogs, and the pitch here is low to Armalt. Talking about home run power and the big hit Armalt had earlier in the season in the bottom of the 6th.
First and third here. We hear lots of signals being called out. Let's see if Martinsburg's going to opt to try for a double steal.
The 1-0 coming here to Armalt is in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away here in the second inning. Runners on the corners. The Bulldogs started the inning with the Malachi Green single, but he was picked off at first base. And then Henderson hits a single. An error in left field allows him to advance to second. Weird play at first. Jacob Blosser finds a way on, and runners on the corners here for Armalt with just 1 out and a chance to get the Bulldogs back in this game and possibly even take the lead here this inning after falling behind early 1-0.
Yeah, that pitch there fooled Armalt as he just got sort of a half check swing at it, fouled it away, so Vines got him guessing at the moment.
Yep, 1-2 from Jay Vines. And the pitch as runner and Blosser takes off, popped up into center field. Right center is coming over, making the wrong was Case and Plogger. He throws home. It was a good throw, but it was over the glove of the catcher Canerium, and Henderson will score on the sac fly to tie this game up at 1.
Yeah, it was a great piece of hitting there by Armalt with 2 outs. Needed to lift the baseball. The runner took off and had to keep Martinsburg out of the double play, I'm sure. Coach Bowers was looking to maybe keep him out of the double play there, but so Blosser takes off. He has to retreat, but fairly deep fly ball into center field, and Plogger showed off his arm as a close throw that would have been on the line, which it was on the line, just bounced high, but a throw down at the plate would have made for a bang play.
Yeah, it would have been close if maybe Canarium was just a little bit taller, I guess, or could have got the glove a little bit higher.
Yeah, it took a big hop off.
Yeah, it was a tough play for sure. But pretty good throw considering he was on the move as well. As this is a called strike 1 to Bradley Loper, the first baseman, hitting here. If Blosser's still down there at first, and 2 outs here in the inning, but in the game now tied at 1. Oh, 1 coming from Vines to Bradley Loper. And the pitch hit on the ground toward Elliott, takes a weird bounce, and it will go foul.
Martinsburg pulling the ball here a little bit, so they're seeing the baseball, from Vines. Vines got a nice little, it's like a slurve or maybe a slider there that we see some movement, or could be a 2-seam that moves, but hasn't really thrown the big 12-6 curveball or a big, usage changeup, but he hasn't been through the lineup once yet, so maybe limited in what they see.
The 0-2. This one's hit again on the ground toward Elliott. Lost it for a moment, but then recovers and steps on the bag at first for the final out of the inning. But the Bulldogs get one on the sacrifice fly. It's 1-1 here after the top of the second. We'll head to the bottom of the segment. The Eagles coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
McGill, Vines, Plogger due up for the Eagles here as we head to the bottom of the second inning, which is brought to you by Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. 1-1 our score. Eagles, bottom of the order, due up.
I'll tell you one thing, that shot there at the end of the third out there, Loper hit that ball hard, and Mason Elliott swallowed it up. That's a tough play down there, so hats off to him for keeping Martinsburg for scoring a second run there, as that ball was smoked down there, and he kept his nose down on it, knocked it down, picked it up, and tugged first to keep this at a tie ball game.
Yeah, not only was it a hard hit ball, but then once he did knock it down, dust comes up, and you can't really see where the ball went, but he was able to recover and step on first, so definitely one that you're happy a guy like Cash Dunham's not running down first base or something like that. No disrespect to Loper, but you do have the time there. So there's a big swing and a miss. Strike two.
Yeah, called first strike the first time. We seen McGill last time they played DH for and threw a gem. Now we're going to see what we can do at the plate here tonight. Play in right field.
The 0-2 to McGill. Misses outside for ball one. Jameer Brown on the mound for the Bulldogs. Good first inning. Defense let him down a little bit, but was able to get out of it with just one run coming across. And here's the 1-2 as that one misses for ball two. 2 balls and 2 strikes as the train rolls by.
Sound like all the fire trucks earlier as we had a big power outage out here on the North Berkeley side, a run down through the Back Creek Valley.
2-2 count. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. As McGill chased the high fastball. It's the second strikeout of the day for Jameer Brown.
Number 24, Jay Vines.
Pitcher, Jay Vines here. Played shortstop last night in that 3-hour marathon with Spring Mills.
Yeah, seriously crazy game last night between those two teams. The pitch here from Brown is ripped past the shortstop Grant Henderson and into center field for a base hit.
Nice piece of hitting there. Jumped on that first pitch fastball. They back up the middle. Right into center field is line drive.
Yeah, well hit ball.
First base hit of the night for the Eagles.
Yeah, hardest hit ball of the night.
Courtesy runner, number 5, Alex Shorter. Batting for the Eagles, number 4, Casey Plogger.
Plogger coming to the plate. Nearly had a chance to possibly throw out Grant Henderson at home on that sac fly, but throw just offline a little bit. Fox here able to haul in that first pitch for ball one. Runner on first, a pickoff attempt, and got him. Jameer Brown catching Vines, or I'm guessing the courtesy runner down there, which was number 5.
Which is, what's that say? We have his last name.
Schrager, I believe.
Okay.
So he was picked off there on a good move from Jameer Brown out there on the mound, but now they're talking to him on a 2-0.
2-0, 2 outs.
Alex Schroyer
Okay.
was the courtesy runner there. Not something you want us to get your name right on, I guess, but
Yeah, you could have just said, we'll figure it out. Now he got caught leaning out there, and Jameer Brown with a great pickoff move. So 2 pickoffs here. We see one was a back pick from the catcher, and then we had from Canarium to Elliott, and then we see base hit by Plogger. Then his courtesy runners picked off. Jameer Brown picked him off over the Loper at first, caught him leaning.
it is a tough job out there to come in, off the bench and have to run. Just because you have to stay locked in. Sometimes I guess over there on the bench you might not be 100%, and then we're just 100% fresh. So you got to stay ready. 3-0 count here.
Ready when they call your number.
Pitch here from Brown. Called strike on 3-0 here to Plogger.
Yeah, offense. He's been given that outer half, down there at the knees. So might as well exploit it.
The 3-1 from Jameer. This one hit hard in the left center field. That ball is carrying, and it is just off the top of the wall. Hitting to it is R.J. Brown. It's a stand-up double for Kason Plogger.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard and deep. I would have had a shot there at one point when it took off. He really got into that one. Get yourself in a 3-1 count like that, setting dead red fastball, got what he wanted, and hit it off that Hyundai sign out there, Massey Hyundai sign out there just to the left of that big blue wall.
Yeah, definitely hit that ball well. Had a chance to possibly leave the park, but just hit off the top of the wall to stay in here and continue this inning for Hedgesville. As working here with 2 outs in the inning, but back to the top of the order in Cash Dunham. And there's a called strike 1 again on that outside part of the plate.
Dunham scored Hedgesville's first run after he was able to use some speed to get on base.
Jameer checks the runner and delivers the 0-1. Mound's a little bit high for ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. So great opportunity for the Eagles to regain the lead here.
Yeah, that makes that pickoff, extremely big because he'd have been going on contact with 2 outs, probably would have easily scored, put the Eagles up, but was erased with the pickoff.
Well, with the pickoff, it would only be 1 out. So
True. Sorry about that.
So I guess he wouldn't be going. As the ball gets away from the catcher, Fox, he throws down to third, but not in time. Plogger now down there at third base.
90 feet away.
Yep. But here at 2 outs, no sacrifice in play, so need to get something to find some grass or possibly a wild pitch or pass ball. As this one just misses outside, a little bit low as well for ball 3. Good job by Fox to keep it in front.
Another 3-1 count. You've got to try to avoid those 2-0, 3-1 counts. These hitters will, foaming at the mouth for counts like that, sitting on a fastball.
Yep, the 3-1 here from Jameer. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And he was setting.
Yeah, he wanted that one.
Yeah, he was going for the other side of that Hyundai sign.
3-2. 2 outs, runner on third base is Kason Plogger, who had the double and then took third. This one popped up, foul territory and out of play. So Dunham continues to battle here at the plate. Him and Jameer Brown have really battled here early on. He saw a lot of pitches to begin the game and seen a lot of pitches here. So doing his job out of the leadoff spot. But can Dunham find an RBI here and give the Eagles the lead back? Brown looks into his catcher, Fox, and delivers the 3-2, and that one's fouled away again.
Good job by Cash here, fighting, sitting there 3-2, anything close. He's turning them hands loose, throwing the barrel at it. Going to make Martinsburg make a play. He struck out the last time on a pitch that was up and in. Got on when the ball that got to the backstop on a drop third strike.
And the 3-2 from Jameer Brown. That one misses high and inside for ball 4, so Dunham draws a walk. And the inning will continue with Landon Pence.
Yeah, the more pitches you see, 3-2, the more you can fight off, the more chances you're going to get one out of the zone or get one in your wheelhouse. Brings Pence to the plate, the number 2 batter, certainly one of the most dangerous hitters in this lineup as far as power and average.
Yeah, Pence hit one well last time, but it was a fly ball right to R.J. Brown in center field. And the pitch here from Jameer Brown is hit well, past the glove of Zarnecki and into left field for a base hit. Easily scoring is Kason Plogger. The throw comes into third. That gets away from the third baseman and will roll to Fox. And it's runners on second and third for the Eagles on the RBI double from Landon Pence.
Yeah, nice job of hitting there by Pence. First pitch swinging, drilled it there past the big single there past the third baseman. They went for Cash Dunham as he was using his speed to move up. Ball got away a little bit from Zarnecki, allowed Pence to move up here and putting 2 more runners in scoring position. As now we have no second and third and 2 outs.
And this one gets away from Fox, so we'll have a play at the plate. The throw home. Brown might have been able to get him, but he couldn't hold on to the ball. And big collision here at the plate as well between Jameer and Dunham, as both guys going hard, sliding in and trying to make a great play. If Jameer could have hold on, I think he does get Cash.
Yeah, he had him, and the umpire had the thumb up, and he seen the ball come out as Cash come in, with a perfectly legal, slide that just, as they just met there at the plate. Great play by both players. Great job by Fox getting him back there and getting it to him and giving his team a chance. But ultimately, Cash comes in using that speed, slid across the plate, got the legs out from underneath Jameer, and the ball got loose. Pence moves up to third. Now you got a 3-1 game when it was 1-1 there a few batters ago, and we've seen a 2-out double by Plogger, and then the back-to-back. The walk by Pent or Cash.
This one hit hard the opposite way into right field. Green will keep it in front, but another run is in to score as the Eagles now lead it 4-1 here in the second on the RBI single from Mason Elliott.
Yeah, 4 batters have reached since 2 outs, what I'm trying to spit out. Plogger doubled. And Cash Dunham single, then we have a single by Pence. The ball got away, moved runners up, wild pitch, and then we get a single by Elliott, and suddenly it's 4-1. Still 2 outs.
Yeah, and they're definitely driving up that Brown pitch count here as well. He's up to 42 pitches so far.
Yeah, him and Vines have used a lot of pitches. Vines at 41, him at 42. Top of the Eagle lineup staying hot.
This first pitch is called strike to Pedersen. I'm sorry, Canarium.
Pedersen on deck, Canarium to the plate.
Next pitch, a little bit high. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Big second inning here for Hedgesville after a leadoff strikeout from Miguel. You then had a single, but then a pickoff. So quickly it was 2 outs, and then all of a sudden the Eagles continued this rally with the big Kason Plogger double. 1-1 pitch here, fouled away. A Dunham walk, an RBI single from Pence. A passed ball, allowing a run to come in and score. And then an RBI single from Mason Elliott. Extends the lead now to 4-1, and Canarium at the plate. 2 strikes, though, on him here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here in the second inning. High-scoring game so far. Throw over, not in time. See if Martinsburg will have an answer in the third, but Hedgesville trying to continue to build on this big 2-out rally. And it's a swing and a miss, strike 3, so Jameer Brown strands that runner at first base. At the end of 2, it is 4-1 Hedgesville. This is West Virginia High School Baseball. Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
No errors and one left.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Hedgesville leading Martinsburg as we enter the 3rd inning. McVerzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. Our top half of the 3rd is brought to you by WVU Medicine. Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers leading healthcare here and everywhere. Hedgesville with a little bit of a rally there, Trip, to extend their lead or get the lead back and then extend it out to 4-1. But Martinsburg has shown some fight here early on after a tough first inning. So we'll see what they can do offensively here in the 3rd.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered for Hedgesville and their young pitcher and Jay Vines, give him the lead, let him, not pitch under pressure as much, not have to worry about, missing one pitch. And, of course, Martinsburg, as we've spoken to their head coach, multiple times, talking about not giving up, the crooked number of innings, and they did there. So we'll see, 18 games in if these guys can overcome that. We have seen them come back, a few times, and we have seen them, show moxie and in the walk-offs and some big hits that give them some late leads. So certainly don't think that they can't overcome that at the moment. Hedgesville seems to have the answers after the first 2 innings.
9-1-2 batters due up. And the pitch here to R.J. Brown. Misses inside for ball 1. Both teams have been picked off at first base as well. We've had some errors on both sides, so there's been plenty of opportunities kind of given to the other team and also missed by each team, it feels like, here early on, as Brown will foul that one away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, similar to last night when Spring Mills was here in town, and you heard Coach Grove say in his interview that we earned a little bit, they gave us a little bit, we gave them a little bit, and they earned a little bit, and at the end we just had the last at bat.
This one called strike 2 here on Brown, so 1 ball and 2 strikes on RJ. Who, if you can get on, you can find many ways to move him over. But down 3, see how aggressive Martinsburg would be in that situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still very early, though, here in the game, only the 3rd inning, so a lot of baseball left.
Lots of baseball.
And the 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, gets Brown looking to lead off the 3rd.
Yeah, I'm sitting kind of lined up with the right-handed batter's box, and the catcher is reaching over there, so I can't really see, but he certainly the batters don't like that call, and again, I can't tell one way or the other. I can see the catcher kind of reaching there, but certainly is a pitch that the pitchers have found success with on the outer half.
Pitch here to Jameer Brown is outside for ball 1. Yeah, it's definitely been consistent. So that's, what we look for a lot of the time is how consistent they are.
Yeah.
1-0 there, called a strike, similar spot.
If something happens and I have to leave, if I get my number called in the draft, NFL draft, then I guess Colin will have to take over.
I didn't know you're eligible tonight.
Yeah, they've been looking for me to come out of retirement.
Nice. What position or any position?
Well, I was a wide receiver at one time. Now I think I'm just a center.
Okay.
Maybe a nose tackle.
2-1 count here.
Just clog up the middle.
Well, a lot of teams are looking for. It's a good D tackle draft, but I think there could be a spot for you.
That's what I said. If I have to go, I have to go.
Yeah, we'll let you go. 2-1. I mean, practice doesn't start for a little bit, though. I think you could finish out the game.
Probably.
Yeah.
I did see ESPN pulling in, though.
3-1 here, one away. 4-1, our score. Hedgesville leading. You can listen to the draft on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, or not on TV 10, but on the radio following tonight's game. So, let's see if Tripp hears his name called tonight, or maybe later on in the draft. 3-2. Called strike 3. Brown goes down looking. Jameer Brown this time. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Vines here to begin the third.
Yeah, that pitcher on the outer half, they better start swinging at it, taking it the other way because it's a strike. It's going to be a strike tonight, so, you can look back and but, both sides have not really liked it, but it's been a strike.
Fourth strike out of the early going here for Martinsburg.
Back-to-back looking strikes on the outer half.
Yep. Brown strike out here, and now Zarnecki, who also struck out his first time, falls behind here 0-1 after fouling off the first pitch. The next one, that same spot for strike 2.
Yeah, I would throw it there every time.
It's a tough pitch to hit for sure. 0-2 count here, 2 outs. Vines looks to his catcher, Canerium, and delivers. And looks for that spot again, but just missed that one this time for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, and the next pitch. Zarnecki check swing, fouls it away.
That was a better swing at it, or it's going to hit me in the chin. I think he was trying to get out of the way and the bat come around.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Luckily, it hit the bat and not him, so don't want to get hit in the chin. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on here for the Dogs, who trail it 4-1 in the top half of the third inning between Martinsburg and Hedgesville on this Thursday night. The next pitch popped up and out of play.
Good fight here by Zarnecki. 2 outs here. You got to extend this inning as long as possible if you're Martinsburg. Try to get Vine's pitch count up, try to keep that offense of Hedgesville's, out in the field, and keep them on defense, and try to get some of the momentum back.
1-2 just missed there on the inside part of the plate for ball 2. The Eagles were ready to come out of the dugout.
Yeah, they were ready to come rolling out there. Thought they might have gotten on the inner half strikeout that time.
2-2, Zarnecki goes after that pitch on the outer half of the plate and swings and fouls it away.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do. If Martinsburg's going to be successful and get some base hits, Jay Vines has found some success out there on the outer half. They're going to have to stay back and drive it the other way. And, Martinsburg's running Vines' pitch count up to 61 already here in the third.
This feels like it could be a bullpen game here tonight.
Yeah.
That's the next pitch. Gets that outside corner for strike 3. 3 strikeouts looking here in the third inning for Martinsburg, and all of them pretty much in the same spot. So we head to the bottom half of the third. Eagles lead it 4-1. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Lead the Bulldogs. West Virginia High School baseball action for you here tonight on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Bottom half of the inning. Brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit fmiwv.com. 4-1 Eagles lead the Bulldogs here in the bottom half of the third. Jameer Brown remains out there on the mound for Martinsburg. And it's Pedersen, Faircloth, McGill due up here for Hedgesville.
Yeah, after 3 innings, Vines have given up 2 hits, only 1 run. None of it wasn't earned. The 5 strikeouts, he hasn't walked anyone. Jameer Brown, after 2 innings, is 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Jameer's at 46 pitches, and Vines at 62 with Jameer an inning behind.
Pedersen pops it up. Alter rolls over into shallow right and makes the play for the first out.
1 pitch, 1 out.
Now bring Faircloth to the plate. Faircloth grounded out. Nearly had a huge hit down the line, but it was just foul. So ended up grounding out to Zarnecki to end the first inning. As the pitch here from Jameer Brown. A breaking ball finds the zone for strike 1.
Found his secondary pitch here now. First 0-1 curveball strike.
And the 0-1 gets Faircloth a swing and miss for strike 2.
He was sitting on the fastball there. Jameer did a good job there, crossing him up. Faircloth had to wave at that one, so tip your cap to Jameer on that one, Levi.
The 0-2 from Brown. That one hit hard towards short. And making the throw in time for the out is Grant Henderson. So 2 quick outs here in the third, which is big for Martinsburg and big for Jameer Brown out there on the mound because, like we said, his pitch count pretty high, especially after that second inning. But if he can get through this one quickly, it's back to realistic that he can continue to battle through this game.
Yeah, this was where Hedgesville did all their damage last inning with 2 outs, nobody on.
That's true. McGill here at the plate. He struck out his first time, takes that one outside for ball 1.
Outer half on this side, you don't get the call.
That's true.
Did I say that on air?
The 1-0 as McGill sends this one into left field. Martinsburg looked like it had a little bit of an issue with it initially, but Jacob Blosser does make the catch on the run for the final out of the inning. So it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Hedgesville, and we will head to the 4th. 4-1 Eagles still on top. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair.
Ball complex, 4-1 Hedgesville leads Martinsburg. Bulldogs coming to the plate here to lead off this top of the 4th inning, which is brought to you by the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. For Martinsburg, it was 3 straight strikeouts looking last inning. And it'll be Alter, Green, and Henderson due up middle of the order for the Bulldogs 3-4-5.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered. If you're Martinsburg, a quick inning there. They need to try to respond to that second inning where Hedgesville was able to put up 3, and so then back-to-back. Then you had a 1-2-3 inning from Martinsburg, 1-2-3 inning from Hedgesville, so things have settled in a little bit. Martinsburg looking to possibly try to get some of this back here with their 3-4-5 guys up and stop this buzzsaw that is Jay Vines. Alter struck out last time. Vines had him sitting on a fastball there, I guess, as he swung through that big curve.
0-1 count here on Christian Alter. And the next one misses low for ball. 1 ball and a strike. So the next pitch for Vines is fouled away for strike 2. As you mentioned, Tripp, Alter with the strikeout the first time.
And down 1-2 here.
Trying to lead off this inning. Alter, good guy to lead it off. Usually good contact hitter, good speed. And he hits this one hard, but right to the shortstop, Landon Pence. It's kind of just been that kind of year for Christian, unfortunately. It's been a lot of balls that have just been hit hard to people.
Yeah, he's had his ups and downs there, certainly, and he can't seem to catch a break here this year as he's put a lot of pressure on himself to lead and playing with a lot of that pressure of a senior.
Malachi Green's going to hit one well into left center field. And that ball just keeps carrying him and making the catch up against the fence is Kason Plogger for the second out. So Martinsburg hits the ball well on back-to-back pitches, but can't do anything with it as Hedgesville makes good plays in the field, and I'll bring Grant Henderson to the plate in this quick-moving fourth.
Yeah, that was a heck of that ball was pasted, hit well by Malachi. They carried into the left center field, and Plogger just kept after it, looked at the wall there at the last second, and it came down with it. Generally, when you start getting close to that wall out there, you get a little shaky, but he stayed with it, banged into the wall out there, made a beautiful catch.
So Grant Henderson will take this one low for ball 1. Kason Plogger's already had a nice day. He delivered a big hit earlier, and then good catch there on the run. Also made a good catch earlier as well as this one fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson
wanted the single
pitch.
earlier.
Then he didn't want it. Kind of checked his swing there at the end, but a little too late. Single earlier, moved up with some good base running.
And the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
That outer half pitching is working well for Vines.
And up gets ahead here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning. Martinsburg trails it 4-1. Jay Vines' next pitch. Check swing. Went around. Strike 3. 6 strikeouts now for Vines out there on the mound. And we will head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Our score, Hedgesville 4, Martinsburg 1. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR TV10.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair.
Back here at Hedgesville. Our score 4-1. Hedgesville leads Martinsburg. As we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, Nick Verzolini alongside me, Tripp Tobin, Colin McLaughlin, our producer, cameramen tonight, Alec Epperson and Kyler High. Back in the studio, Dylan Bishop. Bottom of the 4th, brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown.
Batting next for the Eagles. Number 24, Jay Vines.
Jay Vines coming up. Last time up, 2-out double that sparked a 3-run inning and easily running away with player of the game at the moment if the game was to end right now. A lot of game left, but he has certainly been a huge part of this 4-1 lead at the moment.
For sure. This one misses outside for ball 1.
Just when we start to talk about maybe Musselman being at the bottom of the regional standings, it looks like they're going to pull off 3 straight wins. There's a doubleheader against Broadford last night.
This one's swinging a miss for strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Musselman's up 12-1 tonight, so they won 18-8 yesterday, 12-6 the second the nightcap, that doubleheader. Now they're up 12-1, so it's finding a little life after that loss to Jefferson Tuesday night.
Yeah, I guess just see if they can put it together on the EPAC stage. That's what's going to be the difference for them moving forward. But, I mean, even if you are looking at Musselman as possibly whoever it ends up being as that 6th seed, that team's not a bad team. You know, that's clear throughout the season and throughout how competitive this year's been. So
when they put their guys up there, McClintock gets up on the mound, they can certainly put together a great game.
So there is going to be competition throughout this tournament coming up, but there's a ball that hits off the mound. Good play by Christian Alter to get to it and get Vines over there at first.
Yeah, Vines hit the ball hard, hit the mound, and kicked over. Backhanded by Alter, generally plays the outfield. Makes a nice throw across his body. Also,
he's been able to move over there a second and definitely do a nice job. I mean, you know, they needed somebody else with the infield, with Jameer and Grant being pitchers, so nice to see that Alters stepped up into that role.
Spring Mills, after getting beat on the walk-off last night, rebounded with a 17-7 victory over Pendleton. And I believe the rest of the EPAC is off tonight, getting ready for some Friday night games.
1-0. This one fouled away. One ball, one strike, one out. 4-1, Hedgesville leading here. 9-hole hitter Kaysen Plogger had a double and then was able to take third and come around to score as well. Back in that big second inning that he started the rally. And it's the pitch here. Hit hard right back to Jameer Brown. Great play from the pitcher.
Yeah, Plogger was the one with the 2-out base hit, not Vines.
Vines did have the single, but then his courtesy runner was picked off. So.
Yeah. My apologies there. If you're a follower of EPAC baseball, you can tune in tomorrow at 1:30 on Game Changer and see the Spring Mills Cardinals play in Washington in a day game.
So there's a call and strike on Cash Dunham. And the next pitch, called strike 2. So Dunham falls behind here quickly, 0-2 with 2 outs. As all of a sudden this has turned into a pitcher's duel between these two teams. After a quick start in the first 2 innings, the next pitch here for Jameer Brown, a little bit high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mean, maybe if some things go a little bit more the pitcher's way, it would have always been a pitcher's duel, but didn't quite work out that way. As a 1-2 hit off the end of the bat into the air, charging in, making the catch is Bradley Loper for the final out. It's another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the 5th. Our score, Hedgesville 4, Martinsburg 1. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
When it comes to surgery, experience and innovation matter. At WVU Medicine, our board-certified surgeons use the latest robotic and minimally invasive techniques to provide better outcomes and faster recoveries. We offer a full range of procedures including advanced hernia repair, anti-reflux surgery, breast cancer surgery, colon resection, gallbladder removal, skin cancer, and lesion removal. Trust the region's leader in advanced surgical care. Call WVU Medicine Surgery today at 304-596-2150.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Here at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Still a 4-1 game, but the pitchers have quieted the offense here over the last few innings. We had a 1-2-3 from Martinsburg in the 3rd with 3 straight strikeouts looking. A 1-2-3 in the 4th from the Bulldogs. Hedgesville on the other side, they had a 1-2-3 with some contact in the 3rd, and then we had a 1-2-3 in the 4th from them. So both pitchers have gone 1-2-3, 1-2-3.
Yeah.
And we now head here into the 5th.
Vines has settled in after 4 complete, only giving up 2 hits, 1 run, no and none earned, 6 strikeouts, no walks. He sets at 70 pitches, as that 71st pitch was a ball to Blosser. Jameer Brown, after 4 completes, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 63 pitches total.
Blosser takes this one for a called strike. He was able to reach earlier on a hard hit ball to Mason Elliott that then bounced off and took a weird bounce to the pitcher, Vines, who then threw to Elliott and the throw got past him. This time Blosser hits it hard, but it's going to head foul down the line.
Yeah.
And you had kind of an error there, I guess, over there at first between the two, the pitcher and the first baseman on just a play you don't see very often, but it did continue the inning for Martinsburg.
Yeah, he got on that one pretty good, too, there. If it tried to find the corner, but it hooked foul. Line drive down there by Coach Bo Bartley. And Matt Heidel down there, an umpire. Vines out there working quick.
2-2 count here.
Armold on deck.
The next pitch to Blosser, fouled away again. So Blosser battling here.
Armold on deck with Martinsburg's only RBI with a sac fly, I believe.
Yes. So see if Martinsburg can start to pick things up here in this 5th inning as you're starting to run out of outs and opportunities. So
that's what we thought last night, too.
That's true.
2 teams combined for 14 runs over the final 12 outs.
Blosser sends this one into left center field, and running over making the catch is Kason Plogger.
As kind of caught up to him there at the end. He kind of didn't see it there for right there as it dropped down out of those lights.
Yep, and now Armalt will come to the plate, who, as you mentioned, Tripp had the sacrifice RBI to get the Dogs on board. Would say, I guess, the difference between Spring Mills and Hedgesville last night and tonight's game is Martinsburg hasn't had as much offense to this point as Spring Mills and Hedgesville did in that game last night. So,
yeah, tough. It was a crazy game last night. Hedgesville had the lead. Yeah, I think 4 or 5-1. Spring Mills picked away at it in the 3rd and 4th inning, and then
this one hit hard by Armalt into left field. That will get down for an easy base hit for the designated hitter. An end-day streak. I mean, unless we get a pick-off or something here, which tonight that's been the case.
1, 2, 3 innings.
Of 1, 2, 3 innings. But Armalt there with the single. And that'll bring Bradley Loper to the plate, who has good power. They are going to pinch run, it looks like here. It's going to be Tomlinson.
Tomlinson's going to run here. 1 out.
Courtesy runner.
Armald's having a great year. Nobody probably, not to be disrespectful, but probably didn't expect him. He probably coming into the season didn't expect to play a lot. And, here he's found himself as a staple in this lineup, one of the best hitters. And so doing everything right with his opportunities.
Loper hits it well into center field, but Plogger is going to charge in and make the play for the out. So Loper is retired, and now 2 gone here in the inning for R.J. Brown, who struck out looking his last time.
Safe to say you don't want to hit it to Plogger.
Yeah, no, he's been all over the field tonight.
He's been pretty solid out there.
Really good night for him.
Next, number 11, R.J. Brown.
He plays well left, right, and center.
Yeah. Pitch here to Brown. Misses that time on the outside part of the plate for ball 1.
Just missed that spot out there.
That has been the spot for Jay Vines on the mound here today. And the 1-0 with a runner on first and 2 outs.
There it is.
That time he hits the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just had to move it up a little bit.
called strike 2.
Yeah, he's the biggest thing with him is certainly the strikeouts, but he hasn't walked anyone. He hasn't given any free bases. He hasn't given Martinsburg a lot.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. R.J. Brown goes down swinging here to end the 5th inning. Our score, Martinsburg trails Hedgesville 4-1. As we enter the bottom half of the 5th, this is West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
When it comes to surgery, experience and innovation matter. At WVU Medicine, our board-certified surgeons use the latest robotic and minimally invasive techniques to provide better outcomes and faster recoveries. We offer a full range of procedures including advanced hernia repair, anti-reflux surgery, breast cancer surgery, colon resection, gallbladder removal, skin cancer, and lesion removal. Trust the region's leader in advanced surgical care. Call WVU Medicine Surgery today at 304-596-2150.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
We're back here at Hedgesville. Our score, Eagles 4, Bulldogs 1 here as we begin the bottom of the 5th, which is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust for your flooring needs? Then call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Trip 4-1 our score. Again, the pitchers have really locked in. Jameer Brown out there on the mound for the Bulldogs. Hedgesville, though, in a dangerous part of the lineup with Landon Pence coming to the plate to lead things off. A chance possibly to add some insurance runs with Pence, Elliott, Canarium duo. Has grabbed the early lead and just been able to keep steady with it, but Jameer Brown delivers the right-hander breaking ball here to Pence, and he sends it over the clubhouse. Strike one. I think we're good now. Had a little bit of a buzz there, so apologize. 1-1 count. And now the pitch misses outside for ball 2.
A little bit of buzz bothering the people at home. They should have been here when Colin was doing the Cuban shuffle.
It's true. Colin was throwing all the cords out there. Eventually he got one to work, I think. So here's a ground ball hit toward first. Throw to Jameer Brown, who covers the bag and gets there in time to beat the speedy Pence for the out.
Good play there by, we've seen Loper and Henderson hook up on some PFPs over there. So, it's a tough play, like I said, but they played it just right. As Jameer came across, Loper called for it, and Jameer took the bag. He had to make the play and then find that bag over there in the dust.
Yeah, Jameer did play some first as a freshman, so kind of used to it. But obviously a different situation there when you're covering from the pitcher spot.
Big out there with Pence is at the top of this line. It's been really tough to get out.
This one misses low and outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Mason Elliott, who had the RBI single his last time up. And the 1-1 just misses for ball 2. Yeah, it's Pence with an RBI single back in the second as well as Elliott. They both had some big hits, so if Martinsburg can get through them, you got to feel pretty confident in what they can do with the rest of the lineup. But so far, they've been pretty successful. 2-1 from Jameer Brown. Hits the zone on that outside part of the plate.
Ooh.
To make the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Colin didn't agree with that. He hit me on the leg.
The next one from Brown. Called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate that time. Elliott goes down looking.
Yeah, it was a big bender there that froze him.
4th strikeout of the day for Jameer.
And a fastball away, then a curveball right at him. He buckled his knees. Tip your cap to Jameer on that one is all you can do, Mason.
Walking a strikeout so far for Trent Canerium on the day. He'll hit here with 2 gone in the 5th. And Jameer misses low and outside for ball 1.
We've seen it a couple times this year where Jameer has certainly doesn't labor. I mean, he gets tough and stronger.
The 1-0 from Brown. Fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. I have to get the baseball here. That was fouled away. Nobody went and picked it up. So, pick it up this time and put it away for later, possibly. A 1 ball, 1 strike here, 2 outs. And a 4-1 Hedgesville lead. No runners on. In the 5th inning. And the pitch from Jameer Brown. Curveball again. Just missed.
That one been around the plate there as it went by Canarium's shoulder. Good frame there by Fox.
Yep, 2-1. There's that outside part of the plate, though, for strike 2.
Throw it there.
Yeah, it's been
nobody wants to swing at it.
It's been the strike call pretty much for both teams all night. That's helped them out. As this one ground ball toward Loper. Loper fields it well. Brown gets over, but he can't get the tag on first. So tough play over there, and that allows the runner in Canarium to beat it out.
Yeah, that was a ball that was deeper towards second for Loper. He had to go get it. Coach Aaron Bowers going to go out and ask what he saw. Jameer felt like he stumbled over the bag there as Loper gave him a pretty good feed. He had to give him an overhand feed as we got a runner in for catcher Canarium in 23, which I believe is Williams, the younger of the two. Coach Ballard got his explanation, and now he's going to. Nothing's changed as Williams comes in to run.
To bat for the Eagles, number 11, Brett Pedersen.
Pedersen to the plate. Hedgesville's done a lot of damage tonight with 2 outs. Did they score their first run with 2 outs?
Yes, I believe. Well, no, but
it came on that crazy play, didn't it?
Yeah.
That was 1 out and ended up with a run and 2 outs.
Kind of 2 outs because it was a 4-out inning. He had to drop 3rd strike.
True. Yeah, a lot of outs that inning, right? Yep.
Yeah. So
the Eagles have been dangerous here with 2 outs. Jameer's going to have to be careful here with Brett as he throws the ball up and in. He swung through it for a 1-1 count.
Yep, 1 ball, 1 strike here on Pedersen. He reached earlier on an error and flew out so far. With the runner on first and 2 outs. Nice pitch there from Brown as that went across the plate for the strike. And 1 ball, 2 strikes here from Jameer Brown. Bottom of the 5th inning, 4-1 Hedgesville. And the next pitch from Jameer misses low. Fox blocks it, won't throw down, runner will take second. So Williams on there at second base. And takes some time here as Fox adjusts some of his equipment and resets. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and now a runner in scoring position for Hedgesville. Already leads at 4-1, looking to add some more. Brown checks the runner and will step off and ask for a new ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes here. Big pitch. Pedersen can find a base hit here. He can pad that Hedgesville lead. Jameer Brown can get Pedersen out here. Can give Send Martinsburg to the plate in the sixth with 6 outs to go and only a 3-run deficit.
Brown looks into the catcher Fox. Checks and delivers and misses low for a ball. So full count here on Pedersen. Calling Pedersen in the lineup is Fairclough, who's grounded out twice here today. Jameer on 3-2. Got him looking for strike 3.
There's a spot nobody wants to swing at.
As that is another strikeout for Brown. Give him 5 now on the day. 2 in the inning. And that will end the inning as well. Score remains 4-1. We will head to the 6th. It's West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
Winchester's agriculture began in a field of blooms, and now you can experience it for yourself. Walk through the field of bloomin' apple trees at the cider tastings and orchard tours presented by First Citizens Bank. Enjoy the Rise Orthodontic Studio breakfast with Miss Apple Blossom, located at West Oaks Farm Market in the heart of the apple trees blooming. Don't miss the apple pie baking contest presented by Bowman Andros Products, featuring pies made with local ingredients and Grandma's recipe. Celebrate the history of our apple industry. Visit thebloom.com.
We're back here at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. It is Hedgesville leading Martinsburg 4-1 here in the 6th inning. Top of the 6th. Going to be brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons and both pitchers have really settled in after a high-scoring start. And that's kind of been the storyline so far, as Jameer Brown will lead things off.
Yeah, big inning for Vines here. If he can get through the top of this order, he might not have to face him again with Martinsburg only down to 6 outs.
Jameer Brown will take the first pitch for a called strike. Jameer so far ground out in a strikeout form. Brown's going to send this one into the air in right field. And McGill runs it down for the out.
Hit it hard right at McGill. Putting Martinsburg down to their final 5 outs. This is where all the fireworks started last night in the Spring Mills game.
Next pitch here to Zarnecki is called strike 1. Zarnecki has struck out twice, once looking, once swinging here in the early going, or early in the game. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Zarnecki.
We can sit up here and talk about balls and strikes, what have you, but I'll tell you, that's been very consistent. That's all you can ask for. So you need to adjust.
Zarnecki hits it well down the third baseline. That's a fair ball, and Zarnecki is going for 2. Good throw from left. Zarnecki slides in, though, safely with a double. So 1 out double, and possibly what Martinsburg needs to get back into the game a little bit. Christian Alter coming to the plate.
A great job by Zarnecki. Back not to beat on the 2 strikeouts early, but it just shows that his grit. I mean, the guy gets you twice already. You go up there thinking, man, I don't want to strike out 3 times. Sometimes you go up to. You're nervous or you're too tentative to swing the bat. He goes up there and takes some cuts and shows some maturity and growth from that sophomore. Great piece of hitting. Finds himself at second base with a chance to cut this lead.
Yeah, dangerous hitter on at the plate, and Christian Alter is certainly capable of trading spots with him here and getting Martinsburg right back in the game. So we'll see if Martinsburg can get this late inning rally. Down 4-1 here in the 6th. First pitch misses for a ball. Vines checks the runner and delivers the 1-0, and that's low for ball 2. 2-0 count here on Christian Alter. And now they'll come out and talk to him. It's a big situation here, Tripp.
Yeah, it's definitely a situation where, like I say, Vines, if he can shut this down, then he can, face Martinsburg's bottom of the order in the 7th. If he can get these guys going, get a few runs, get that lineup turned over, he can face those guys again. So I'm sure Coach Snyder's out there saying, hey, you got a 3-run lead. You've been cruising. Don't get too tight right now. Trust your stuff. Relax. Got a good defense behind you and throw strikes and let's see where it falls here. No walks. Don't give them nothing and make them earn it.
Yep. So Alter back here to the plate. That's the discussion over.
The Orioles are safe tonight from giving up 30 runs, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. (2-0). Alter pops it up over towards short, and over to make the catch is Landon Pence for the out. So now 2 outs here in the inning for Malachi Green.
Malachi Green just came within about 5 feet of putting some runs on the board the last time he was up.
Up next to bat, number 23, Malachi Green.
He hit the ball deep to left center field. Seen the ball well here tonight. A base hit and a big fly out deep to left center field.
Yep, Green, big swing here for strike 1. He's definitely shown an ability throughout the year to hit the ball hard, and even when he gets behind early in the count, good 2-strike hitter for the Bulldogs so far this season. 0-1 count, a runner on second base. Hines trying to get through this top of the order. This one pulled into right field for Malachi Green. Throw home. We'll keep that runner at third base, so it's runners on the corners here, as Martinsburg doesn't want to send him, and he would have been thrown out there most likely for Grant Henderson coming to the plate. So Green on with the single.
Yeah, you want that run there, but ultimately you certainly don't want to get thrown out at the plate at the end of the inning and kill the rally. So just kind of playing it base to base, station to station here, not going to give an out. And trying to keep this inning going if you're Martinsburg. Hope that you can get the ball in play here and do what Hedgesville did in their big inning with 2 outs.
Grant Henderson here at the plate takes this one high for ball 1. Henderson on the day, a single and a strikeout so far. So Grant has been able to pick up one big hit earlier. And the next pitch hit hard on the ground. Dive from the third baseman, Manor, but it's past his glove and then past the glove of Pence and into left field for a base hit and an RBI. And Martinsburg's gotten the lead down to just 2 at 4-2 and still have 2 on. But there are 2 outs for Jacob Blosser, who's already had some big hits throughout the season. So good guy to have here at the plate and possibly a chance for Martinsburg to get right back in it. Blosser's got home run power as well, so this is a great opportunity for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Blosser seen it well tonight. It's come up some big hits in the past for Martinsburg, and Martinsburg looking to try to.
He hasn't been able to get the hit so far. He hits this one on the ground toward first. Going to be a tough play. Elliott, though, fields it again, and Mason Elliott's had a good day at first. They say that he's safe, though, at first base, as he wasn't able to make the step on the bag there at first from Vines coming over. It looked like once Elliott got to that ball, it would be a pretty routine play, but again, a pitcher coming over can't quite get to the bag. So now the bases are loaded, as Coach Grove's going to come out and discuss it, but I don't see an overturn here. And Armalt will hit with the bases loaded, and it's a great RBI guy and a guy that's also seeing the ball well tonight with the sac fly and the single earlier.
Coach Grove is coming down. He's
at least going to get an appeal.
Going to get the appeal, but I'm not sure how you can see down there. For one, the bag's dusty.
Yeah.
And
I can't even see first base from here, really.
So,
So, yeah, I don't see an overturn coming here. There is none. But you got to argue it if you're the coach. So
yeah,
you
got to go out and protect your players. So you got the bases loaded, 2 outs. Like I said, Hedgesville did all their damage with 2 outs. We've had 2 calls there at first base on what we would call, first baseman shuffle to the pitcher on a ball hit to the first baseman that pitchers weren't able to find the bag. Second one tonight. So bases loaded here, 2 outs. And Martinsburg, one of their best hitters to the plate.
Yep, Armalt at the plate. He'll take the first one a little bit high for ball 1.
One guy who hits with confidence in this lineup here is Armalt.
Bulldogs can't get the 3rd straight walk-off, but they could get the 3rd straight late run in the game to take a lead possibly after the Jameer Brown home run the other night and the walk-off bunt.
Going to get a timeout as they're going to get somebody loosened up real quick. Going to get him throwing with somebody. Cash Dunham maybe, going to try to get him to throw.
Yeah, looks like possibly, but
2 outs with the Vines.
For now, they're going to try to keep Vines out there with the bases loaded, but a 2-0 count on Armalt.
At least give Cash some time to get loose.
Yeah, we'll see. They end up having to make the change here, but overall, Vines pitched very well. But in a tough situation here at the bases loaded.
Coach Ballard wants them to speed up and go out and get this, it's enough time for this talk here as they're getting Cash loose. His office going to come out and talk to him. 2-0 count here. Going to say, hey, let's wrap it up. And as they're getting Cash Dunham loose, get the ball back to Snyder. Dunham's got to throw a few over the pins at short, so kind of getting him loose in case Vines gets into some trouble, more trouble here than he's already in here.
But they'll let him pitch for now.
2-0 count, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 4-2 ball game here late in the game.
Armalt at the plate, bases loaded as Tripp mentioned, and the pitch. Outside for ball 3. Walk here just makes it a 4-3 game, so it's not the end of the world necessarily. I mean, obviously you don't want it, but
certainly taken here.
3-0. Vines hits the zone for strike 1, 3 balls and a strike. Armalt, as we mentioned, the sac fly earlier, the RBI to get Martinsburg on the board, and a single back in the 5th. The pitch here, swinging a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, big cut there by Armalt. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners are going to be going. Anything gets in the gap is going to give Martinsburg the lead. Certainly a base hit's going to give Martinsburg the tie. Still got to calm him down a little bit and say, hey, don't get too excited. Make sure he throws the ball. Don't get out of the zone.
Yep.
So Martinsburg will get a jump here as he's going to go from the windup. That'll give him a chance to get moving.
3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded, the pitch from Vines. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jay Vines comes up in a huge moment to get the strikeout for the Eagles. And our score, 4-2, the Bulldogs lead them loaded. And we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. This is West Virginia High School baseball. A good one here in the EPAC on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
Winchester's agriculture began in a field of blooms, and now you can experience it for yourself. Walk through the field of bloomin' apple trees at the cider tastings and orchard tours presented by First Citizens Bank. Enjoy the Rise Orthodontic Studio breakfast with Miss Apple Blossom, located at West Oaks Farm Market in the heart of the apple trees blooming. Don't miss the apple pie baking contest presented by Bowman Andros Products, featuring pies made with local ingredients and Grandma's recipe. Celebrate the history of our apple industry. Visit thebloom.com.
We're back here at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. 4-2 our score. Eagles lead the Bulldogs. Great one. Great game here between these two teams as bases were loaded for Martinsburg. 3-2 count. Jay Vines gets a strikeout, gets himself out of the sixth. And we now head to the bottom half of the inning with insurance runs on the mind of Hedgesville, and Martinsburg looking to just keep it at a 2-run deficit.
Yeah, big chance there for Martinsburg. Great job there by Vines to dig in and come back from a 3-0 count.
1-0 to Fairclough here is a chop at the second, and Alter throws to first in time for the out. Third ground out of the day for Fairclough.
Yeah, Vines found himself 3-0 with 2 outs. Base was loaded, 1 pitch away from being at a 1-run ball game. Was able to throw 3 straight strikes back and get out of that mess and keep that at a 2-run lead.
Yeah, for Vines on the day now. Some big strikeouts for the Eagles, who come into this one 10-6 overall. Martinsburg 11-7. This one hit on the ground by Mason McGill. Henderson fields it cleanly, throws to first in time for the out. It's back-to-back groundouts here to begin the sixth. And now Vines will hit with nobody on. Single and a ground out here for him at the plate.
Entering the batter's box, number 24, Jay Vines.
Yeah, Vines here. Certainly showing what he's made of on the mound.
Vines sends this one into right field. It's a 2-hit day for him.
Yeah, back-to-back. First pitch swinging.
So, for Jay Vines on the mound. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 8 strikeouts. 8 strikeouts for him. And then a 2-hit day at the plate, so definitely a nominee for our player of the game.
A great night for him.
Jameer Brown here on the mound trying to battle through. Kason Bloggers had a good game as well, a double earlier to start a 2-out rally. And here with 2 outs, Plogger will not swing at that one, hold it back for ball 1. So 1-0, 2 outs. Kason Plogger at the plate, a throw over, not in time. So we have the courtesy runner down there at first. And the 1-0. This is inside for ball 2.
Okay, Jameer Brown's at 89 pitches. Vines is at 102, so it's a good chance that Martinsburg comes back up in the 7th. They'll get into Hedgesville's bullpen.
Yeah, he only has 8 to work with, so. This one hits the zone for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike here to Kason Plogger.
Plogger didn't agree with that, but he'll step back in.
Yep, another throw over, not in time. So 2-1 count, 2 outs. 4-2 Hedgesville. They're trying to add some more to get the lead a little bit more comfortable for whoever they call on, whether that's Cash Dunham or possibly maybe try to go Vines all the complete way, but only 8 pitches to work with and kind of got into a jam. It feels like his day might be done on the mound. They do have an arm warming out there in the bullpen as well. I can't quite see the number.
We know that Elliott's available. I don't see him there, so maybe he's the closer.
Yeah, it looks like it could be him. It looked like a single digit, so I think that it is Mason Elliott. As here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. It's a drop third. Fox will throw down to first and get the out to end the inning. But Hedgesville still leads it here 4-2, so we head to the 7th. Can the Eagles finish it off? Can the Bulldogs continue the game, or what will happen here in this 7th inning? And at least for now, Ians is grabbing the baseball. So he's got those 8 pitches, and they're going to let him use them. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
Winchester's agriculture began in a field of blooms, and now you can experience it for yourself. Walk through the field of bloomin' apple trees at the cider tastings and orchard tours presented by First Citizens Bank. Enjoy the Rise Orthodontic Studio breakfast with Miss Apple Blossom, located at West Oaks Farm Market in the heart of the apple trees blooming. Don't miss the apple pie baking contest presented by Bowman Andros Products, featuring pies made with local ingredients and Grandma's recipe. Celebrate the history of our apple industry. Visit thebloom.com.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome you back here to Hedgesville. 4-2 our score. It's the 8-9-1 due up. Loper, Brown. It's R.J. Brown and then Jameer Brown due up here in the 7th for the Bulldogs, who trail it by 2. Jay Vines will stay out there on the mound for Hedgesville as his first pitch misses outside for ball 1, so now he's only got 7 to work with.
Loper try to eat up some of those pitches.
Loper will now take that one for a called strike 2, or strike 1, excuse me.
Great ball game here tonight. Martinsburg shows some fight there.
1-1 hit well on the ground. That will get through for a base hit. So Bradley Loper, the tying run, now comes to the plate. And Loper with the leadoff single, so the Bulldogs aren't going to go down without a fight here in the 7th.
Maybe see a runner? I'm not sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, here comes a runner.
I would guess.
Up to bat, number 11.
Number 1.
Pinch runner coming out for the Bulldogs, number 1.
Brody Robinson.
Brody Robinson.
So Robinson will run here for Loper.
Great
Seen
job by
him
Loper.
do that a few times this year. R.J. Brown coming to the plate.
Great job by Loper getting on there to lead this thing off. Going to give Martinsburg a chance, barring any double plays, to see a good portion of the top of their order.
Yeah. And, Loper's started to heat it up a little bit. A lot of the balls he's had has just been hit hard to people.
Yeah, he's had some good at bats, put some good swings on balls, and sort of like Alter, hasn't had a lot to show for it at times. Frustrating.
So misses low for a ball. The way his season started, it was a lot of strikeouts early in the year, but he's having more productive at-bats.
Yeah, a lot better.
At least recently, so.
Coming along here.
The hits will come with that.
You got to get out of your own head sometimes as that ball skipped away, but not far enough for ball 1.
Yep, 1-0 pitch here, and Brown will foul it away for strike 1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Got a big net right there. Foul balls won't get us. Cameraman flinched.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
Yep.
You get used to it, though. There is a net, so you will be okay. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's a nice-looking breaking ball, but it missed.
Ball stayed up there. Good take there by RJ. Good pitch there.
2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on first, Brown at the plate. And throw over, nearly got him, but Robinson slides back in.
Yeah, Brown's trying to avenge those 2 strikeouts here tonight. Trying to finish strong.
Yep, 1 swinging, 1 looking for R.J. Brown. The 2-1 to him is fouled away for strike 2.
Seeing the ball here now pretty well. As Vines is going to throw his last pitch here. This is going to be his last batter, so we will see.
He still can continue the at-bat.
Yeah, he'll continue the bat. We'll probably see what appears to be Mason Elliott facing the top of the order here.
And we'll see how many outs or any outs for Elliott, depending on if Brown can come through with a hit or reach base safely. And the 2-2, called strike 3. R.J. Brown goes down for the 3rd time here tonight. And Jameer Brown will hit now with 1 out, and we believe, Mason Elliott coming on. And yep, that is Elliott as he'll trot over and get ready to, well, everybody's coming in, but I believe it's him.
Yeah, that'll end Vines tonight with 9 strikeouts, 3 of them coming from Brown, like you said there. He got Armolt with bases loaded with 2 outs. He got Grant Henderson once, Christian Alter, and Silas Staronecki twice, and Jameer Brown once. So big night with some big strikeouts there for Vines in some big spots.
It's not going to be Elliott. It's going to be Dunham.
We're going to see Dunham come in here.
So Cash Dunham with the Shane O'Mac warm-up song, as makes sense. But 4-2 our score, and we will take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Brown has home run power. Did I mention that?
Mark Hughes Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Hughes Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
Tripp, as you mentioned to me as we went to the break, home run power at the plate could tie this game with one swing of the bat. So this one far from over, but we'll see what Dunham can do here for the Eagles in relief of just a great pitching performance like you were mentioning earlier as well.
Yeah, Dunham coming in, him and Vines switching places. Vines played short last night, so he's going to play the other side of the middle infield tonight here in the final innings of this game. They're also keeping the ball with to Elliott, so that tells me the Cash is on a short rope, short leash. Elliott keeps on warming up. So Hedgesville has 2 guys ready to go to try to keep Martinsburg from scoring 2 runs to tie it and 3 to go ahead.
Yep, so Jameer Brown here to the plate. 1 out. So we will see this top of the order again. So it's a good job by the middle to give us opportunity, I guess, to get back to the top with the way they were able to rally. Unfortunately for Martinsburg, they couldn't push the runs across with the bases loaded, but still the top of the order will have one more opportunity here with 1 out and a runner on first, and Jameer will foul off that pitch.
Yeah, Jameer come in looking for, fastball, and he got it. Just missed it there. Sometimes you'll take and kind of get the feeling of a new pitcher, but he was sitting right on it, just missed.
And for Jameer as well, he's trying to avoid what would go down as his 4th loss on the mound, despite the numbers being still very good for him tonight. So he can help the comeback here. He can avoid that. Not that it's obviously all about his stats or anything like that, but, I mean, he definitely doesn't deserve a loss technically tonight, even though, he's probably going to get one. He still pitched well enough to win, I guess you could say. But a 4-2 game here, and this one high for a ball, so 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, he's pitched really, really well. That stat really doesn't even come close to, he could easily be, 4-1, even a 5-0 guy.
Yep. But 2-1 count here. And the next pitch, high for ball 3, so Martinsburg definitely staying alive here. Dunham trying to close it out for the Eagles. Runner on first is Robinson, the pinch runner for Bradley Loper, who led off the inning with a single. Then we had a strikeout from R.J. Brown. And the Orioles don't get swept. They win 2-1 tonight against the Nationals. So.
3-2 count here as Jameer fouls that one back. Cassius went strike 1, 3 balls, and then strike 2. So see where we go here.
3-2.
Here, both dugouts in the stands getting into the game here.
Pitch here to Jameer, swing and a miss, strike 3. Brown goes down swinging. And now just one out to work with for Martinsburg and Silas Zarnecki.
Yeah, he helped him extend the zone there a little bit. Pitcher's have been called a strikeout there tonight. Jameer knows it, and he offered out there for it, swung through it. So big strikeout for Cash Dunham against one of Martinsburg's biggest hitters there. Tying run still at the plate. Dunham sits.
Yeah, rare 0 for 4 tonight from Jameer Brown. Ground out, pair of strikeouts, and a fly out for him. 1-0 count here on Zarnecki, who has the 2 strikeouts and a double his last time. And a 1-0 count here, 2 outs and a runner on first, and the pitch to Zarnecki called a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Been there all night, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a consistent call there on the outside part of the plate. So 1-1 count. Runner takes the lead. Dunham checks the runner, and then we'll reset.
Here's the big hop off the back of the mound.
The 1-1. Zarnecki lost control of the bat as he pops this one out and out of play.
The bat went back and got near Christian Alter as he bat stepped out of his hand as Martinsburg's down to their last strike here.
Yep, 1-2 count, 2 outs. 4-2 our score. Hedgesville leading here, trying to get the win. And the pitch from Dunham. Misses outside for a ball 2. It's a count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 4-2. Runner on first, and Robinson, the pinch runner for Bradley Loper, who led off the inning with a single, a strikeout from R.J. Brown, a strikeout from Jameer Brown, and a 2-2 count here on Silas Zarnecki. He's a little bit high for ball 3, so a full count here on Zarnecki.
Great job by Zarnecki here. Sophomore, you think he would anything he could see, he'd be swinging at. He has a great eye. He's going to force Cash to bring it in. Robinson's going to get a jump here as a 3-2, 2 outs. We're back. That's the same thing we've seen last inning.
And the 3-2 pitch fouled away again by Zarnecki. An excellent out bat from the third baseman while he's hitting here in the 2-hole.
Yeah, he sees a tremendous amount of
the
pitches.
Bulldogs.
He sees a lot of pitches in his bats. He's going to force Cash to throw him a strike.
As we wait the 3-2. And the pitch from Dunham. Misses outside for ball 4. So 2 on here, and Christian Alter coming to the plate. Now the lead run comes to the plate. The tying run is on first. And Martinsburg with a chance for some more late inning magic here.
Yeah, these Hedgesville fans back-to-back nights and a nail-biter. They're going to need to take their heart pills.
That's what you expect, though, in EPAC baseball.
EPAC baseball is all about the close games.
Pitch here from Dunham. Alter gives it a ride, deep left field, but kind of died out there in left center. And Keeson Plogger will get to it for the final out of the ball game. So another good one here between the Eagles and the Bulldogs, but the Eagles take both from Martinsburg this season, winning 4-2. And in game 1, they won 6-1. So you saw the improvement tonight, Tripp, but another win here for Hedgesville, and what was another great game between these two teams, as usual.
Yeah, Hedgesville back-to-back had great pitching performances. That's what the difference in it. They were able to put 2 sophomores out there, and Martinsburg just, way too many strikeouts. Need to put more pressure on that Eagles defense that, at times can give you some runs. And tonight, when you strike out 9 times out of your, 27 outs, then, a third of the time.
21 tonight.
Excuse me, 9 times out of your 21 outs, almost half of your outs makes it pretty easy on the defense. So, left some runners on base, Martinsburg did, but tip your cap to Jay Vines. I mean, that was a huge strike out there. He went with 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. That game could have went either way. He showed some real some real moxie in that situation.
All right, so we'll head to the post-game show on the other side of this 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Did you know a fully loaded truck weighs 80,000 pounds?
I do know that they can cause a lot of damage in a wreck.
Over 40,000 people die every year in crashes.
And distracted driving is getting even worse.
I wish we had better ways to prevent distracted driving.
Me too. But one thing we can do is help people who've been injured in car and truck accidents.
Hurting almost heaven? Dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
Edward Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Hedgesville gets the win over Martinsburg tonight, 4-2. Eagles improve to 11-6 overall. Bulldogs drop to 11-8. For Hedgesville, it was a good win tonight for them as they were able to secure it after a big second inning, really, looking back on it, as game kind of got off to a hot start. Hedgesville grabbed an early 1-0 lead. Martinsburg would tie things back up in the second, and then a 3-run second inning would make it 4-1. And then we would see zeros and good pitching, really, in the middle part of the game, and good defense as well. In the 6th, Martinsburg did add a run, got the bases loaded, threatened against the Eagles, but Hedgesville holds on to get the win, 4-2. And you look back at the final stats here between the two teams. 2 runs for the Bulldogs on 7 hits, 3 errors. Hedgesville 4 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors. Our game scoring summary is brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Tripp, just, I guess, some thoughts on this one and how it played out. I mean,
yeah, it was Hedgesville put all the pressure on Martinsburg early. First couple innings, it seemed like they always had guys on base and putting the pressure on, and then things settled down. Jameer settled in. Defense picked it up, and next thing you know, it was Martinsburg at the end of the game putting all the pressure on. But Hedgesville, though Martinsburg out hit them, Hedgesville was able to get those couple hits strung together timely. Martinsburg kind of spaced theirs out a little bit more, and that was the difference in the game. I don't think the two pitchers very similar stats. The box very similar. Just Hedgesville was able to take advantage of putting a few hits together, where Martinsburg wasn't able to get that big 2-out hit, and that was just the difference in the game. These two teams are very close, and for Hedgesville has a lot of seniors over there. Martinsburg young, so that says a lot about where Martinsburg has come from that first outing, but it also shows a lot that Hedgesville's got some young pitchers over there. They beat Martinsburg twice now with 2 sophomore pitchers, so they've still got more in the tank come regional time, and for them to be able to get out of here and get a pitching performance like that out of Jay Vines just adds more tools to their toolbox there as they move into playoff baseball here soon.
Yeah, we'll get into those game stats, which are going to be brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more. Start with the Bulldogs 1 hit for Silas Zarnecki here tonight, 2 hits from Malachi Green, 2 hits from Grant Henderson, 1 hit from Armalt, 1 hit from Bradley Loper. That totals up for the 7 for the Bulldogs. Jameer Brown pitched well on the other side, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. For Hedgesville, it was a hit from Landon Pence, a hit from Mason Elliott, 2 hits from Jay Vyans, and 1 hit from Kaysen Plogger. Vyans goes 6 1/3 out there on the mound, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 9 strikeouts, and then Dunham gets the strikeout as he goes 2/3 out there as well. So, like you mentioned, Tripp, a little bit of improvement from Martinsburg. They get 1 more run. They hold Hedgesville to 2 less runs, strike out 5 less times, but still not quite enough. And
yeah, Martinsburg's coming along there. They faced a great pitcher in Vines here tonight, and but that they showed some grit there, and they made Hedgesville play, and they made them. They certainly put some pressure on them, but some of that experience on Hedgesville's side was able to endure that pressure, and come out on the winning side, and that says a lot too. Experience for that way. Martinsburg, junior on the mound there, got a whole other year coming back as well in Jameer, and with some of the guys up and down the lineup that are hitting, with Malachi Green and Armmold and a couple of those guys. If you start to see Loper get hot, and if you start to see Alter come back and balls start falling for him, and Jameer and Silas and Henderson, I mean, those guys can be, they've shown they can play with anybody in the EPAC. So not knowing what was going to happen coming into the season with the Martinsburg, thinking that they may be possibly so inexperienced that they wouldn't be able to stay on the field with some of these guys in the EPAC, but they've showed that good coaching, a lot of ABs and up to this point, so they're doing a great job. Hedgesville looks to be like they started off hot, kind of had a little lull there in the middle. Now they're back on track.
Yep, we'll be joined now by our player of the game, Jay Vyans tonight. Great performance for you out there on the mound tonight, Jay, and I guess just start with that. What was clicking for you out there?
It was just getting my fastball on top and getting ahead in the count and just really working hard.
Yeah, so there, you guys cruised there. Your teammates there early in the game give you some run support. How'd that make you feel out on the mound, pitching with the lead?
It felt really good. It definitely took a lot of pressure off me, First EPAC win. Felt pretty good.
In the start, did you have a little butterflies start the game? Or
Nah, not really.
Not at all. Good. A gamer, huh? So take us through that big inning there, 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded, Martinsburg's threatening, and you dig in and get the big strikeout. How that inning there with that pressure on you, and you come out on top of that. Take us through that inning there.
It was definitely like a little bit nervous, but I just had to push through it.
Push through it, yeah. 9 strikeouts tonight, and struck out pretty much took care of most of their lineup. At least 1 strikeout for the most part. Down up and down the lineups, got some big strikeouts against some big hitters up there in your first EPAC victory. So, your team. How does the team feel about the victory? Back-to-back EPAC wins.
Oh, we feel really good.
Yeah. It's a man of few words, isn't he, Nick?
Yeah, 2 hits for you tonight as well, so not just all on the mound.
Yeah.
But
get out there and get some swings. But, he's got more strikeouts than he's got words here in his interview. So congratulations on the 9 strikeouts, 2 big EPAC wins. Congratulations, you and your teammates.
Thank you.
Congrats, Jay, on the win and a great performance out there on the mound. Now joined by head coach Eric Grove, who coached your team, able to take both games against Martinsburg here in the regular season, but a big one here for you guys tonight as well, just back-to-back EPAC wins. What does this say about your team?
Well, it's a lot cleaner game. This is the way the game should be played, and both teams have positives to take away from it. Just super impressed with his mound presence. A couple times he had runners, he didn't panic. No walks is the key. Every game that we walk more than the other team, we lose, and vice versa. So, that's really where high school baseball is at this point. Sometimes the hitting can be a little suspect. It just came down to throwing more strikes and making a few more plays, and we had some timely hits early in the game. But we've been doing that. We got to extend a little more later in the game.
He had a little crazy play there in the beginning, took you out of an inning, it looked like, and then he got strung together some base hits, and they were able to stave off Martinsburg's comeback there with a young pitcher there on the mound. And your team's back-to-back tight wins there in the EPAC, and we talked in the pregame how you wanted to clean some things up, so this had to feel good tonight.
It was a different lineup and different situation because of a few things going on, and it was clean. I mean, still we'd like to. I know the first run it felt cheap. I don't remember what happened now, but I mean, in general, to win these 2 games in a row, we had a rough couple weeks. Stuff off the record. It wasn't one of the more trying ones I've had in 6-7 years, whatever. But it wasn't from a lack of competition or whatever. We just didn't play well, and if we're going to do that now, that's fine. But these were 2 good wins because, I mean, I really feel like Martinsburg has put together a pretty good season given, their situation graduating a lot of people last year. They've been competitive a lot of games, and Spring Mills is obviously vastly improved. And we're still neck and neck. We can't let our foot off the gas pedal until there's big games next week, and then we'll do whatever random vote we come up with and go from there.
The random vote, yeah. So, you move forward from here. And like you said, you were kind of reeling a little bit, but how was the feel in the outfield there in right field after the game tonight with the team?
Today felt so selfless because we did so many things differently, and it's the me-we thing that just is. It's kind of a societal thing. I feel like, but as they play together, we're going to play better. It's so cliche, so old school, but. There was no finger pointing. It wasn't, it's my show tonight. It's everybody had to step up and do something. And this is, football, 1 or 2 players I feel like can dominate the game. Basketball, 1 or 2 players can dominate the game. A pitcher can dominate the game here, but it's so, the field's so big, so many players, so many moving parts. You got to be clicking on all cylinders. Infield, outfield, pitcher, catcher, hitting the ball. So many different phases of the game.
Yeah, a pitcher can't dominate a season, but they can dominate a game, as you say. So great wins there tonight for your team, and 2 big EPAC wins, and so just you got a lot of seniors, so you got a lot going there with you, and you understand that. Probably you've had a lot of seniors before, but like you said, pregame they got a lot going on. So how do you keep them focused, and how do you keep them stay in the course as they start to look forward, and just stay in the game and tell them to enjoy the moment as opposed to looking forward.
Well, that was the nervous part about not playing well is how do somebody go check out because they're not playing well, they're not playing. There's so much ebb and flow in these games of, who participates, who performs.
Yeah.
You can't let 4 or 5 games dictate how things go. And I really thought that, I think it helped to come back home. I told you before we started, we play pretty well here, which most teams do. Obviously, they play better at home, but it just is different for us. We played a ton of road games. We went to the beach, had a couple of our actual home games get rained out, so it was like we really needed to come home. We've been home all week, other than Monday. Feels great, and had a lot of support, and I think the kids are coming together, and that's what it takes.
Yeah, you hear your crowd out there, but congratulations on the victory. I hope you got power when you get home. You got power here on the field.
I don't live in Martinsburg, so I'm good, but I appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Grove, and congrats on the victory as the Eagles take it tonight 4-2. Again, our player of the game was Jay Vyans, who went the complete game out there, or pretty much the complete game, 6 1/3, 9 strikeouts for him. Player of the game brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. Make you number 1 by making you number 1 first, Parsons, but that will do it for us. For Trip Tobin, Kyler High, Alec Epperson, Kyle McLaughlin back in, or our on-site producer, and back in the studio, Dylan Bishop. I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long. Once again, your final score, Hedgesville 4, Martinsburg 2, West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Herman and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco Team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields & Sons, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Murius Group Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.